So the first question is,
Yeah.
how do people apply to immigrate to Canada?
Well, the answer to that is there's many different types of immigration programs in Canada. Actually, most people don't know this, but there's almost 60 different ways you can come to Canada, okay? Many different programs. There's a system that's called the point system, okay? And you get a bunch of different points for different things that qualify. And every year the government looks at all of these thousands and thousands of profiles in the computer and they say, you know what? I want this person and this person and this person and this person to stay in Canada. And so the government offers them what's called a permanent residency. It's a type of visa that says you can stay in Canada as long as you want, as long as you meet certain criteria.
What are the immigration policies?
Well, I think the biggest immigration policy always, and it's not just in Canada, but it's with every country, is you have to be very careful who you let into your country, right? And so the background checks that they do, the government of Canada has some of the most stringent background checks in the world. These guys check everything. And because they check everything, it takes sometimes it takes many, many months, but it could take a year, it could take 2 years to process an application because they want to make sure that the person is a good person, that they're a good citizen, that they're not a criminal, that they didn't do something bad, that they weren't in jail in their country, or more importantly, that they're not trying to run away from something that they did that was really bad, you know? And probably the toughest. After that is probably the second most important is we have to make sure that the person is going to have a very high chance of being successful in Canada, okay? This means that they're able to integrate, okay? So that's really the second most important criteria, that you're a really good person and that you have a really good chance to be successful here. So that you don't come here and say, I hate Canada. They're mistreating me, I want to go back home right now. Okay? What else do you have? What's the next question?
So my next question is,
Yeah.
how many people get accepted to Canada each year and how many don't?
Well, look, there's probably, it might sound like a big number, but there's probably 250 to 300,000 people that get accepted every year in Canada, okay? It's a little less than 1% of the population, because that's the level that the government of Canada and all the studies that they did, that's the level we believe we can accept. Last thing we want is millions of people in the streets with no work and no integration and no family and not a sense of belonging, because then it will not be a success. Okay?
How long does it take to obtain a visa?
Usually the applications will get processed in a minimum of 6 months and a maximum of 1 year. Okay, so usually it's 6 months to a year. But sometimes you can do it a little bit sooner. You know, there's been some applications that get processed a little bit sooner. If there's complications, for example, the government can't verify who you are, or when they're doing their security checks, they're not sure what's happening, it could take longer. But the average is 6 months to 1 year.